Hello! Join me. I am busy trying to set up Gitstore v1 after a very long time working in the v2 codebase. I need to do some bug fixing tonight. You know what? I'm going to go through this process and try and get it set up enough that I can test locally, and then I'll do an intro. So hang out for now. I need to change some URLs. There. That's the one thing I can remember. Now I can do an artisan serve. Source, Gitstore app, npm run watch. Was that what the command is? I forget. Every time. Source, Gitstore app. Okay, and then this is our working branch. Then I need to go to GitHub. I'm going to drag this over here quickly because I need to change some OAuth settings. Oh, let me turn that down, this up. Okay, now I can hear myself. The music we are listening to tonight is Don't Starve. That's interesting. Just need to drag this over there quickly because I think I'm using the wrong keys in this. Nope. Nope, I did update those after last time. Good. Okay. So our login should be working. If I drag... Oh. Okay. Let me reset. I forgot. I forgot. Good. It is a very forgot. Okay. Reset. In case you missed what I did there, I dragged the env settings directly over, which showed what the secret was anyway. So now I should be able to open this URL in the browser. Oh, every time I see an orange or a red in frames. Okay, I should be able to open this up now. I can have a look over here. Internal server error. Okay. So first thing is I think I need to composer install and npm install, and then I probably need to restart the server and the watcher. This still uses the PHPX components. All the time I spent on that, and I can't use it. By the way, if you're in chat, Owen, thank you for the follow a couple hours ago. I am working on the bugs that you referred to me. So hopefully I get your the problems that you were seeing resolved, and then I can carry on with the functionality of v2. This is such interesting music. Don't Starve is a great game if you're looking for something manager-y, and it's also quite funny. It's a funny game. It's a very, very funny game, okay? Yeah. I have spent a lot of time playing Don't Starve in my life. I dig it. Oh, okay, well, while this is installing, I guess I can do some intro-related stuff. So, 3 things. First is that I'm starting off tonight doing the bug fixing for v1, as I've mentioned in passing. A few bugs pointed out in the last few days, so I am resolving them, hopefully. And then I want to move on to v2 features, because yesterday we got the pages that, like, the pages created. So you go through the whole wizard and do all the setup, and then you make a page. We got that make your page part done yesterday. So if there's time, I'd like to go and pull some of that data into there and start styling that along with the theme data that we have now. Try and do some in-page editing with Livewire. That's my plan there. And also, the third thing was that this morning I ordered a whole bunch of stream gear. So I've been putting off getting stream gear forever because I felt like a couple of years ago I tried to make some stuff and it was moderately successful, but I didn't really have enough money to do a good job of it. And so I've been saving up a bit of bucks for this and just making sure that I do this semi-consistently, which it looks like I'm doing now. So I ordered a bunch of kits. There's some Elgato stuff that I got, which will help me switch. The Stream Deck will help me switch between different things in OBS and make me able to mute myself via software and not have to like and switch scenes and all that stuff. And then I got a HD 60S because I want to also try and do some game-ish streams. I'd really dig to do that, and also to load. So I've got a cam link like this doodad, which is the only Elgato stuff that I've had thus far, and it allows you to plug an HDMI out into USB and treats it like a webcam. And so a few years ago I got a camera, a DSLR, to do this with, to try and use as a stream camera and to try and record stuff. Turns out I got a mirrored DSLR. I don't know if you get non-mirrored DSLRs, but I got a mirrored camera. And a problem with mirrored cameras is that they heat up, so they can only record video for so long and then they shut themselves down. So not ideal for streaming. And this is kind of floated around in my setup in bits and pieces. But what I wanted to also use that camera for was to do hardware streams. So it's one thing having like a webcam pointing at you, but then another thing is to have a camera pointing at like some physical hardware that you're doing stuff with, soldering connections, plugging components in, describing electronic stuff, and Lego mechanization and all of these things. And I want to do content like that, but thus far with a mirrored camera and this doohickey, it's not been feasible. So I also got a camera body for a mirrorless camera, which will do 1080p at 30 frames a second and 720p at 60 frames a second, and has a mic input, and that's useful for different things. NPM takes really long to install because I can have this whole monologue. Okay, little things I got: a green screen, a halo light. I forget what the actual name is for them. A diffused halo light that'll light my face. And then big things that I ordered were the camera body to record HD video and to stream with that as a webcam using either this or the HD 60S. And I already have lenses, like I've got a couple I've been messing around with, but that camera body, it's actually a camera body in a wider kit that also comes with like a lens, so maybe that lens is cool. Like you could buy the camera body alone for like 8,000 Rand, or you could buy the kit for 12,000 with a separate lens that they've bundled in there and a mic, external mic. And then I found like a cheap lavalier mic set for like 400 bucks, so the audio quality is going to be garbage, but that's fine because it's actually only for recording conference teaser videos and conference talks where it's someone in like a non-controlled setting, like in the office or outside somewhere, just to be able to record good audio with that. Ooh, I have vulnerabilities to fix. So, camera, halo light, green screen, a bunch of Elgato stuff, and then the other thing that I got was an XLR mic and audio box, and that bundle that I found is about half the price of, it's like 4,000 Rand. So it's like a third of the price actually of the camera bundle, but it has an XLR compressor mic, a XLR to USB mixer box, and a set of a headset. So I'm going to have all this tech that I'm really looking forward to getting. Should arrive in 2 weeks, and then I'll probably do like an unboxing thing on stream and try and start to set parts of that up, because I think that might be interesting. And then in 6 weeks' time, I'm starting 6 weeks or 4 weeks' time, somewhere around there, 4 to 6 weeks. I'm starting a project of building a outside workspace, because the room that I'm in now, which I will not swivel the iMac to show you, another limitation of using an iMac webcam, is a room that is like a small office, but it's a room. We live in a 3-bedroom place at the moment, and we have 4 kids, and one's a girl and 3 are boys. And so we kind of want to let the girl have her own room, and to do that, I need to bugger off. So I'm going to be working on a workspace, like a little booth sort of thing, but it's going to look more. It's going to function more like a cage, really, because I want to leave some hardware in there, and it's in the garage, so which is easier to break into, I guess, without us hearing. So I'm going to make a cage that can lock, and the stuff's still covered with insurance and whatever, but the idea is make that cage there, have all my recording kit in there and all the lighting in there, and then just be able to stream from that with the green screen, so you won't be able to tell the difference, and have the streaming set up there permanently, so I can work from there and I can stream from there, and I never have to like readjust stuff or retilt the monitor because the camera's pointed wrong, and I'll be able to make noise and balance the audio nicely. It's going to be great. So 2 weeks time, the streaming gear arrives. 4 to 6 weeks time, I start working on that cage, and I may share some of the progress of how that cage works, and talk a little bit more about it at the time. But very exciting things that you will see if you hang out on stream. Okay, NPM is finished. All of that excitement aside, NPM is finished. So I can restart this server, because I think I've reinstalled the dependencies there. I can restart this watcher, and now perhaps I won't have a 500 error here. I still have a 500 error here. Oh, I think it's because it didn't finish building this assets. This undefined index makes me think it's a Laravel mix issue. Okay, seems it's past that error. This will take me to the dev app for the dev OAuth app. Broken. Redirect URI must match the registered URI. This is this URL over here. Okay, let me just drag this over here quickly and have a look at whether that URL matches. So all of those. Do I need to change like a config thing as well? Surely not. No. That, do I need to change a thing in services? GitHub, no. So what's up with that? Weird. So I've updated those settings over there, and it matches this URL. Maybe I just need to head over to GitHub again and check what's up with that. Maybe GitHub, maybe I didn't hit updates on it or something. Developer settings, OAuth apps, git store development. That URL, update application. Make sure that the client ID and secret are correct. Let me make sure that that URL is the same one that I've got everywhere here. Okay, close that, close that. And I can bring this back. Okay. Let's start all over. Not all over, but restart the server. And then refresh this so the tunnel's back up. And then sign in again. 404. Redirect URI must match registered callback URL for this application. What is the redirect URI? Do they tack that on here? Redirect URI mismatch. That's a bit weird. That's a little bit weird. Where is this set up? I'm just going to leave it on the screen for a second because I want to make sure I'm not like flashing private details anywhere. Login controller. Oh, the screen is so small though. That does not seem right. Where are the users? Open. Redirect to GitHub. Socialite driver GitHub. I'm pretty sure it's related to this ENV setting here, but I've got that set up in there. Auth redirect URIs comes back to auth GitHub. Routes web. I'm so sorry that this is taking a while. I have not been in here in a very long time. Prefix auth GitHub. Redirect to GitHub. What? Oh, and then handle GitHub callback. So that is auth GitHub. Like if I say artisan route list, is it route list or routes list? Like that. Route list. Grep auth GitHub. Here we go. Handle GitHub callback. So that's kind of weird. It's been so long since I've worked on this that I just cannot remember. I guess I could go back and look at an old stream. Maybe that might refresh my memories about what I'm doing wrong with this. I sorted that stuff out. Homepage URL I didn't really need to do. Users handle GitHub callback. That seems wrong, right? That seems wrong. Auth GitHub handle GitHub callback. This should be auth GitHub, right? I think what happened was with V2, I started changing this app first. Okay. Okay. What if I hit this now? I just want to check if I can come back to this quickly before I close all the windows again. Isn't this riveting content, huh? It's fine. It's fine. The two people in chat are happy. Ah, it worked. Okay. I can explain exactly what happened. Let me just make sure that my secrets are hidden. Okay. So, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Good evening, Oliver. When I started work on V2, I modified the existing development GitStore app by changing its handle GitHub callback URL from what it was, which is auth/GitHub, to what V2 uses. And then I discovered actually it was going to work out better for V2 if I split it into two separate apps for GitHub and two separate apps for Bitbucket. One each to handle login and one each to handle admin-y stuff. and you get asked for the appropriate ones at the appropriate times. But I didn't change that redirect URI back to what v1 expects. So I changed the ngrok URL, and I made sure that the keys matched, but the URLs were still wrong. So I don't know, I changed it back. Look, I can click on sign in with GitHub, and it works like it always did. I don't know what you're talking about. Drink some hot chocolate. Cool. This is finally running, and now I can begin to squash bugs. What a pain! Hold on a second. Let me see what the stripe keys are that I have in here. Ah, perfect. What? What have I done? Oh, no, that's right. This is right. Okay. So, yeah, bug squashing. Can you believe it? First thing I'm noticing is this is all local. I can do whatever changes I want here. I'm like, oh, have I got the right keys in here? Am I doing everything right? What's up? Okay, the first bug is that this is set as required, which is phenomenal, because it shouldn't be required. You should be able to say, like, this mess and this mess, and then hit save, and it should just accept that. But no, it doesn't. Oh, package lock. I have a yarn lock. What am I doing with package lock? I actually need to delete that. I'm just going to have to yarn install quickly. But that's fine. I don't need to watch it, and it's not going to install anything different. Okay. So, users update settings will have this here. So we've got PayPal email required. Not required, but email. Must be a valid email address. But it's optional. The other thing to note is that this is a very old version of Laravel. Laravel Framework 5.6. I need to do a shift. But it means that the docs that I'm going to now, I just need to look at the 5.6 version of those docs, because I want to look at the validation for email. Available validation rules, email. So, is there like an optional thing that I can put on here? I mean, it should all be optional unless you say required, right? Modestus, good to see you. Add nullable. Where? In the validation? Nullable? Is that a thing? Brilliant! I did not know that was a thing. So email pipe nullable, right? Cool. I probably didn't need to refresh there. Okay, so now if I delete this and I save, it should be fine with that. And if I add this mess in here, I shouldn't need to put a PayPal email in. Oh, thank you so much for pointing that out. I had no idea that that was actually a thing. I suppose... Yeah, I don't know. Nullable email. I will remember this forever. Okay. What's it still? Oh, yarn is still going. Cool. Look at the errors here. Flip. What version of Node was this for? Did I have a Node version in here? No. I'm good. How are you? How are you? It's good to see you. And as usual, you just pop into wherever I am and drop a bit of wisdom. Like, first thing you say, oh, that's the answer. It's cool. Thanks for that. This is taking so long. Get store app. Okay. Allow email to be nullable. Very cool. So that's the one thing. Another thing which I've seen, and might be related to a problem that Owen pointed out, is that when I added PayPal, I think I forgot to do some checking on the invoices command line task. Fetch invoices, because this is a very heavy process. So we do this once a day, and it goes to PayPal, but not PayPal, Stripe, to fetch invoices for various transactions. But what it was choking on was that if someone doesn't have Stripe details and they've got like PayPal details, it tries to fetch their invoices for their Stripe account, and that doesn't make sense at all. It should actually just skip if that person has. It should skip if it's not a Stripe invoice. Does that make sense? Yeah, it should skip if it's not a Stripe transaction, basically. So if there are no invoices, then exit out early here, and then for each invoice, create the invoice, which is where? Where is that method? This create invoice, invoices, create invoice, there we go. Okay, so oh, that's the raw data that we get from there, right? This invoices fetches these things. Stripe private key is seller Stripe private key. So if this is blank, basically just don't create this invoice. Invoices, just return an this is blank, just return an empty array. There we go. So this does invoices per seller, right? Invoices, transaction plan, repository user, transaction customer. Yeah, let's just return an empty array here. Oh, there we go. I had that actually. Weird. I had that. That's so funny. I'm just going to say if empty that. But then there was another error, like, oh, it went red. I gotta drink some hot chocolate. There's actually a bug, and I can find the exact line where this bug happens. So I'm going to do that quickly, because there's a bug here. So this happens at... It's not in invoices that this happens, actually. Okay, tell you what I'll do. Forge at get store. No, not that. You see how long this has been. Enjoy.getstore.app. cd enjoy. Oof, let's close that before I get like emails. Emails. Nope. Get status. Get log. I need to do a pull on there. Okay. Artisan list. Let's look at these commands now. If I do fetch invoices, let's see. This should execute. I was thinking of a different bug, which I need to solve now as well. Now I can verify that this that these invoices are being fetched if I log into if I log into Enjoy Get Store app and then impersonate the user that's asked about this. Oh, there's a bug! Undefined variable user. There's a bug. Okay, so not entirely bug free. Okay. So why wasn't I getting that error then? I have like these run in crons and I get a mail from it. Where's the invoices list? Do I not get the output of the invoices list? That's bizarre. Okay, what was that error line then? Username is missing strike keys, skipping, and user is blank. So I'm going to say potentially seller name. That's the one bug. Is that like a... Oh, but that's actually throwing a fatal error though. Okay, I'll tell you what we do. Let's commit this. Change. Okay, let's push that there and let's pull this over here. As soon as that refreshes. That was the one bug. There's actually... Oh my goodness. What happened here? Oh no. Oh no. When last did I pull on this? Is this just formatting things that have changed? Must be. This is not big changes. Oh my goodness, I hope this hasn't deployed something bizarre and unexpected. That would be hilarious. Yes, yes, I definitely did get more than what I asked for. Why isn't this auto-deploying? That's my next question. Is this maybe... I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why this is doing this. I only hope it hasn't broken severely. Okay, let's do a new front-end assets production build. That is hilarious! Wow, now I actually have to go through and make sure that this isn't terribly broken. Okay, I did want to check fetch invoices though, because I think fixing that fatal there tester is missing strike keys, that's fine. Okay. Great. So that's working. Now this should be a lot quicker again. So what it does is it checks how many transactions at a high level. It checks how many transactions there are that run through Stripe and says, okay, like we expect there to be X number of these invoices in Stripe. And then it checks a very aggressive cache because it's an expensive call to Stripe. Checks a very aggressive cache to say, do I actually have this already? And if not, what should I download? And then it does the download. And so actual is the actual number of invoices that it needs to fetch. Bizarrely though, like why did it reset there again? Like it goes 39, 1. What is going on? Okay, look. I think maybe one of them, let me confirm this in code before I speak out here. I think one set of them is subscriptions and one set of them is charges. Yeah, okay. Look, that's what I'm guessing this is. If it's not, okay. So this totally bugged, and I don't know why. It may be because it's trying to use an older version of Node. Do you think you'll still be able to allow the user to pick which branches they want to make available? So we can't really filter by branch in V1 or V2 practically because Bitbucket and GitHub work similarly with deploy keys. And what they say is, give us your public key and we will allow someone with this private key to access the code. Or give us someone's public key and then they can use their private key and those match and then they get access to it. But in neither of those platforms do you say, this key can only access this branch. Which means just using the Git and the GitHub and Bitbucket infrastructure, we can't limit branches by SSH key. We can only, by SSH key, allow access to all branches and all releases of a whole repo. There are software approaches we could use. For the zip you download, currently only downloads master. Yes, it only it downloads the zips for tagged releases. So if you tag a release on master, that's where that happens. I think it's possible to tag a release on a different branch. But I'd need to confirm, and I don't know if that applies to Bitbucket. I just remember seeing something about this. Do I have other branches on here? Nope. Let me go to something I have other branches on. Wow, I do so. Okay. Can you pick a branch that it does this on? Yes. So you can tag a release on a different branch, and then that will download. It's not the branch that it's looking at to download zips for. It's all the tags that you've done, all the releases that you've done on your repo. Yeah, absolutely. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we're just not explaining at all. Like, Owen, you were talking about the invoices that only downloads once a day, although we've seen there was a bug, so maybe it wasn't downloading. That invoice should be there, by the way. So let me just quickly make sure. Let me just make sure that your invoice issue is sorted out, Owen, before I speak out of turn there. So that issue, or that thing we were talking about where I got more than I asked for. Shit. Okay, I need to debug stuff in prod. Yeah, I think what's happened now with the PHPX updates and the component updates is that stuff is just broken a little. So I need to figure out. I need to figure out what's broken. What is the latest issue here? Boopity 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 boop. PHP engine unhandled exception. Prod error, syntax error, subscription block header. Subscription block header. .play.php. That's an include, right? Resources views includes subscription block header.blade.php. This garbage here. So potentially there's something wrong with the PHPX code that's being used here. I just stopped talking immediately. Okay, crumbs. I have to fix this problem now. I'll tell you what though, rm Laravel log and refresh this. Let's just make sure that it is flip cat Laravel log. So this is the only error in this file now. Unexpected. And I think it is related to the oh, there we go, at bubble 923. So I think it is a PHPX thing. Damn it. Why was my No, I think what the problem is that I've been working on a feature branch and changing the PHPX code underneath, and this branch doesn't have this problem. Style fixes and style CI. Add the heads up, the pull, the bubble. Git diff this. What? Flip, man. What is this? What is this version? I've actually got to lock it at. I think I'm locking this dependency at master. If I look at here, I've got git store components, and here I just say git store components star. That's the problem. So I've obviously been doing parallel work in this branch that does like a whole bunch of this stuff. I just have to find where the last... Okay. No. This is a nightmare. Moral of the story, deploy stuff. When you have stuff to deploy, deploy stuff. Look how old some of these files are. 2 years ago? It's a long... It's an old-ass code base, this. September 29th was the last batch of stuff. Right? So I need to look for changes around September 29th for the git store components repo. I should have tied this to a commit. Copy that, stick that in here, and then push that. Oh, now. And then, oh, I can step up a few. Pull, and then composer install, and that should change. I'm in such a panic now. Let me verify this. Composer. Yeah, absolutely. Composer log to hash of master. No, that's not what I wanted. I didn't finish reading it. I think this is the syntax for this. Oh, I saw red. Require blank. It is require list of packages. So where do you show the yeah, right, dev master. So dev master and then hash. Just a little bit of stress. Just a little bit of stress. Nothing a good old deving in production can't fix. What? Okay. Hold on while I make an access token for this quickly. That's phenomenal. Is it just gonna, like, show this now? What? And what permissions do I need? Scopes repo. Please don't show this. In the meantime, the flippin' app's gone down. I can, you're right. I can try branching at that SHA and using that as a branch name. That is a very good alternative. I shouldn't be installing. I shouldn't be installing just using star. That's a big problem. It looks like it's the right SHA though. DA3C. Over here. DA3C. I shouldn't be installing a private repo at star. That's terrible, because then I do this parallel dev thinking, okay, I'm in the feature branch, that'll live forever, and it doesn't live forever. What am I thinking? What was I thinking, clearly? It should be in a branch. Like that's a potential solution that Owen suggested for now, but that's what I should be going with if I'm doing this parallel dev. That should just move to its own branch, and then I use that in the parallel project, and this one just stays on master, where it's presumably stable, or I branch master as like a stable-ish branch. I should not be using star, because this other feature branch that I was working on, which was like almost the wizard, it was like almost a moment of realization about how cool this could be. That branch, I was then using more and more and more advanced components in it to make it work. And then I just said at a stage like, yeah, okay, this is feeling good, but actually this should be the whole app. And then V2 started. So I see how I got here, but it is disastrous. I really should not have been working like that. Cool music, eh? I hope just now when the album runs out, because I'm obviously going to go over the hour tonight again. I hope just now when the music runs out, it doesn't start playing some terrible music in its place. Bear with me if it does. I'll quickly find a replacement. Okay. Oh, the partner search. I'm sorry, I didn't see that in my flat panic. So, what Modestus is talking about is that a few days ago on Twitter, I said I am desperately looking for a partner to work with in dev on Getstore. And like around a dozen people responded, and a few of them are I mean, they're all interesting, but a few of them are like quite well positioned to pick up the tech stack and to commit time. So promising, but there's a couple issues I got to work out. First, how that remuneration system works for them, and also how to get them on board. Obviously, V1's a steaming pile of crap, and V2 isn't in beta testing yet. So there's some details to work around it, but promising. This has not fixed our issue yet, though, which is a little awkward. Am I using another? So I've got Getstore components, and that is tagged to this SHA, right? Yes. Okay. So that looks right there. Let's head back into storage logs, rm laravel, and then reload this, and then stop it. Cat laravel. This is going to be a flippin' long night. So it's still trying to load the bubble. Oh, thank you. I hope so too. I don't know how long I can continue being sole developer. I mean, I have to because there's no one else to do it, but it is very, very hard work. I'd love to have someone to bounce ideas off of and to be like, to know that someone is looking into it, is looking into things. Bugger. Is there framework view stuff I should probably look at? Framework views RM everything. Why is this font different? That's working. Oh, perfect. It's just the internal pages? I mean, not perfect, because obviously... But it looks like it's maybe just the internal pages that this is breaking on. Oh, thank you. Thank you for posting it there, Oliver. Yeah. Do you like Oliver? Am I saying, like, is Oliver the right way to address you? Are you happy about that? Something's still broken. I don't know what it is. This stuff I assume is all being built again. CD logs, rm laravel. Subscriptions. Would be good to have monitoring on this, eh? I have some on the external stuff, but internal stuff is not monitoring so well. This may be a PHP version thing. I'll tell you why. Because if I go to Getstore here, actually I can go over here. not there. I think this is using star of pre. Oh, it's not. It's not? Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I don't want to like annoy you. I'm so sorry for calling you Oliver. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry only because I know it's worked. So 03. You see, but this is way before. This is way before September 29th. So this wouldn't have changed. So I don't know. I don't know what's up then. So PHPX HTML does the component rewriting after PHPX passes it. I mean, we can look here. If we can look at these framework files. It'll be a little bit of digging. Just cat it all. Sure, just cat it all. What am I looking for here? Bubble, right? Oh, but bubble is... Oh, come on. It's in here, right? What? Oh, that's not part of the file name. So what was the what line of this file was problematic? It's like bubble line 23. I don't really have line numbers on here, but it might be something related to this. Like, is there anything in here that would be problematic? From a PHP version point of view. Namespace, use function. There's a trait there. That stuff's all generally fine. I can't really see an issue apart from that this might be unhappy with, like, although that shouldn't be. So what's the problem? And this error is on no line number. Where's the line number that this is broken on? Unexpected close bracket. Start PHPX. That stuff. At Laravel London a couple of years back, there was an AWS DevOps guy named Alex Bilby, who is a cool guy, who is part of the reliable deployments, commits all the vendor directory, guaranteed working code. Doesn't matter if packages to GitHub. Yes, that is a very good strategy. This music just got weird. That is a very good strategy to make sure that issues like this don't happen, as well as just not keeping stuff around in master that's not deployed for very long. And I think it's kind of a mixture of bad practices that I've got there, and also not working in this project for a few months, so like losing context of what's going on in this project. Yeah, it definitely feels like I've lost context about what's happening in this project, because see here it says view that and then bubble line 23. Maybe, you know what maybe I should do is, oh, this is perfect. Why didn't I just try and debug this locally like this? php-v, this is 7 php- PHP! 7.4. Brew unlink PHP at 7.4. Is it 7.4? Is it just 7.4? Brew link PHP at 5.6. Brew unlink. And then brew link PHP at 5.6. It's been removed, hasn't it? Not PHP 5.6, PHP 7.1. Oh. Is it going to tell me to do a cask of this? Because it's 7.1, right? PHP-v. Oh, it's 7.2. Brew link PHP at 7.2. Ooh, what happened to the music? This does not sound like that. It's Destiny soundtrack. Cool. Destiny 1 ODST. I think in that case I'll just turn the background audio level down a little bit. Yeah. I mean, this is how I'm feeling inside. It's just come out in music form. So there's that. Oh, what? I just wanted to deploy bug fixes. Oh, I hate this. Why is it broken? Come on, finish installing. Yeah, I need to up that server. I need to shift the app. Although I'm kind of hoping V2 is out before I need to shift it. But I need to up that server's PHP version as well. Welcome to the stream where everyone watches me install dependencies. Yeah. It was interesting. The green screen thing that I got, that I ordered, is from Elgato as well. Yes, it is Hyperterm. Welcome to the stream, Rans. Unless you've been like there all the time. In that case, hello. Good day. Good day. Yeah, the green screen I got is also from Elgato, and it's like, it looks like a conference banner, like you pull it up from the floor, which I guess will make storage easier. But yeah, I guess we'll see that, and then the light I think will make it work quite well. I might have to put more lights pointing at it though, or like diffusing off of a wall in front of me or something, because I think in there it's pretty dark, and usually I stream at night as well. It's dark outside now. Usually I stream at night as well, so it's important to get a lot of light on that green screen so that it doesn't have like ripples in the background and like really weird graininess. Okay, PHP-v 7.3, brew link PHP at 7.2. Force this link. What? PHP-v 7.2. Restart the server. Composer install the dependencies. rmrf vendor composer composer.lock composer install. Good news, everyone. The stream's going to be longer than an hour today. Bad news, everyone. It's because I broke production. Have an isolation drink on me that you pay for at your house. What's interesting is that I'm looking now at I can't really show you because it's a delicate platter drive that's just mechanical bits now. But I got a couple removable drives a few years ago, and turns out their enclosure doesn't breathe very well, and the drive was cutting out every hour or so. It was just like unmounting and then giving me like the "you pulled out the plug, you evil person, how could you" error message on macOS. And then I realized, well, I didn't know why it was doing it. I thought it was maybe like a finicky cable and I was bumping the table slightly. But then I realized maybe it's nothing to do with the cable because it seemed quite securely fit everywhere. And I took the top cover off because I noticed it was getting quite warm. And now that it can breathe, totally fine. So maybe there was like some ventilation hole or something in the drive that was clogged up and it wasn't getting enough ventilation and like just overheating the whole time. Because it seems super fine now. But but the top cover's off, so I see like a drive, like a piece of hardware, and jumper pins sticking out the back, and there's a circuit board underneath. So like, kind of dangerous. If I spill coffee, I lose data, essentially. I guess it's the same sort of risk as using a laptop and drinking liquids next to it, but this feels a lot more thug. It's just this raw drive. Maybe I'll show you when I get the new camera. I'll point it down there and you can see. A little Western Digital 1 terabyte. You can even read the serial number if you're interested. That's a secret I don't mind leaking. Why is this taking so long? I just needed to shout at it. Turns out that was the problem. My hot chocolate is dwindling. My bugs are no closer to being fixed. You know what I should do? Is I should tweet at Sean. I don't know if I can do this through this app because I don't think I'm authed on here. Let me go over here and let me do it through this app. Am I authed on here? while Composer takes the longest time to install, let's see. I don't want to see home. Twitter is the worst. Who can I do this as? Oh, any of the one accounts in here. Okay, tell you what I do. Let's hope Jason doesn't see. Okay, so rerun the serve. It's running PHP 5.2 now. It's got the same version of the dependencies. And if I go to here and subscriptions, I should see potentially the same error. I'm hoping. Yes, I see the same error. Okay. Array is a reserved word in 7.2. No! Trailing comma is the problem. Trailing comma is the problem. Trailing comma. Trailing comma. Okay. I have a path out of this. I have a path out of this. Yes. Exactly. Components. Components. Okay. Let us clone this locally. I probably already have it locally somewhere. Okay, but I'll call it something else. Because I already have that component thing there, and that's got the parallel working. I need to check out this SHA, and I need to create the branch, just like Owen suggested. Can I do that? How do you create a branch from a SHA? Get checkout with the B option, specify the branch name as well as the commit. Checkout B. Oh, right. Checkout B. V1. Yeah. So I did it the other way around. I said like checkout and then the SHA, and then it put me on that SHA and told me what to do to get the new branch. But then I just did checkout B from there with the branch name. So yeah, similar thing, but thank you, Oliver. Okay, code this up. Remove the trailing commas, which I guess would be around prop types validation. So I'll check all the components quickly. Source. Where's the source? Atoms, breadcrumbs. Oh, flip, this is going to be laborious. It's actually just, oh, it's not even there. Like bubble, it's in this prop types either. So maybe I should look for prop types either. And then delete the commas from there. Okay, it doesn't have it there, doesn't have it there, doesn't have it there. There it has it. There it has it. There it has it. Okay. Then what I should do is do a regex lookup if I can do that. Can I do that? Regex lookup. Comma, space plus, close brackets. There and there. Any more of those? No, it doesn't look like it's... Okay, fine. Git add that, git commit that, remove trailing commas in... Do like that, and then we change our git store reference from this dev master to dev v1. Did I push? Git push. Over here. Ugh. Hopefully this lets me get that branch without having to nuke composer lock again. Oh, this Destiny 1 music is intense! Oh, that's a very good question. I am trying to... Oh, man. I'll answer you in just a second. Do I maybe need to say at dev? I don't think so. Dev v1. Do I need to nuke this then? I'm going to try that. That's a very good question, because upgrading to 5.3... No, I don't need to wait for packages because it's not looking on packages. It's looking directly on GitHub because I have a repo definition. That's a good suggestion, but yeah, that's not versioned on packages. That's not published there. If I upgraded to 5.3 or 5.4, this wouldn't be an issue. So that question of like, do I upgrade the server first instead of just fixing this code? I shouldn't have to fix this code, but at the same time, I feel like I haven't been in V1 long enough that this kind of problem could happen tonight, and that was just a git pull. What do I not remember about the server that upgrading the server would cause me to see? You know, this is the thing. Do I need to patch or do certain modifications to the version of Laravel 5.6 to get it to work on a newer version of PHP? Like, does that bring errors then? You know, the safest for me is to try and debug what the quickest fix is, and then look at a path going forward. So, does this work? Taking a while to build, that's promising because the components take a while to build locally. Okay, I'm going to push that change up. Release notes. What are you talking about? Should have release notes. Oh, you're talking about 7.3? Yeah, I'll tell you there, surely. It's not up to date. What are you talking about? Do your git pull, you'll see it's different. What? Guess it wasn't up to date. Sorry, server, for shouting at you. people install shut up. Oh, tell me your workings. Your workings. Thank you for helping me debug this, chat. I love you all. Bloody trailing commas, hey? Can I tell you something super interesting? Since you're still around, so this must at least in some way interest you. That I made a preprocessor macro for trailing commas. So that you could use trailing commas in your 7, 1, and like 5, 6 projects and stuff. Look, there's a trailing comma in function definition. Here's a trailing comma in function usage. And this preprocessor macro reads through your code and removes these in the output code. So I could have just applied this preprocessor macro, but I didn't want to go down that path because then what if there's a version mismatch there? But imagine if there was better support for preprocessor macros and people could just do that fix programmatically. Okay. Let me verify the settings quickly. So can I take that out quickly? I'm just going to take that email out quickly. Does that save? Yes, it saves. Okay, and put it back very quickly. Okay, that's the first thing. So it's not doing the validation. Owen, if you are still here, it's not doing the validation problem. Very cool. Okay, the next thing is to, wow, there are a lot of users. There are so many users. Okay. So those work there. Invoices, probably not. Subscriptions. Cool. That works really well. Okay, but now what I had to do was I had to look at those people. So let me log out and in again. Oh, flip. I totally just blanked. I totally blanked about what their usernames would be. Owen, if you are here, I'm looking through your data now to make sure that this is working for your customers. That didn't do its thing. Scrowl. Customers. So that's actually them. Okay. No, I can see their name. I don't want you to say their name on here. I basically need to impersonate them and then see if they can see the invoices. Invoices. Yes, I see an invoice, can be downloaded, subscriptions, setup instructions, and I see the setup instructions for them as well, as them, not as you. So invoices are showing, that's working. But yeah, as I mentioned, that's going to be happening once a day at midnight. So I should have that messaging in here. No, so the 404s you will still see because I haven't removed that restriction. Let me remove that restriction right now so that anyone can see the setup instructions. Because look, the only thing that leaks on there is the key file name, not the actual key. So it doesn't matter if people can see it. Subscriptions show instructions. Let's get rid of this. Did you see me do colon WQ there? That is some kind of magic. Okay. So it shouldn't 404 on here now. You know what I should do is probably say on here. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, I should probably do that. You can close that and that. That's the live one. That's pushed up. Git pull. And now, let me have a look-see. I need to impersonate you again. I can't really see. I guess if I go onto one of the customers and then get their setup instructions and then load that in incognito, that would work. So I'll do that quickly. Whee! So many users. I need a better UI for this now. That, subscriptions, instructions, copy that. The 39th paying customer. That's beautiful. Okay. So if I do new and I paste this in an incognito browser, I should see these instructions. They might be under auth though. Yeah, so I think they're under. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know if this is gonna permit though, because when I tried this yesterday it didn't work, but you can try post the link again. Hopefully that works. So I actually need to log in. Oh, bugger. Okay, look, I can log in. So what were you showing me there? Oh. I lost the link. If I go set up instructions and I change this to the 39th one, then I can see there. There. Yeah. So it shows, like, you could enumerate these, I guess, and it shows the repo name and the repo name in the key name. But that's it. Oh no, it also shows these things as well. Oh shit. Oh, but that might actually be behind the downloads thing. I'll tell you what we do though. When I view, it goes to, and I click the link, it goes to ID 21. Oh, there is confusing messaging here. This is confusing messaging here. Okay, hold on. I just want to make a change quickly. Person is this. I'll answer that question because I think I understand what's going on there. Okay. Person's in there. Come back to subscriptions, instructions, and then just if person is auth, auth user and person is auth user ID. And if okay, so we cache that ID and then we check So we don't want to show those buttons there if the person is not, if the person's not going to be able to use those keys anyway. I think I know what's going on with your issue. Oh, there's some styling stuff that needs to go on here. Okay, so the buttons apply to the person whose keys, the keys of which they'll work for, but anyone can see the instructions, even if it's not your subscription. I think what you're seeing, Owen, is when you go to subscriptions, it's not people subscribe to you, it's who you're subscribed to. Customers is people who are subscribed to you. So you did a test of your own repo, and that's the subscription you see there. And that's probably, when you click on instructions, you are seeing the instructions for you to use the repo that you've subscribed to, which incidentally is your own repo. But you don't see the subscriptions. You see like your customers through here and the repo that they're subscribed to here, but you don't see that subscriptions page from your customer's point of view, if that makes sense. Which is undoubtedly a messaging error. We should be making it very clear these are things you've subscribed to. Oh, I scrolled up. What just happened in chat? No, what just happened? I think it timed you out for 1 second or something. Are you still with us, Owen? I really have to fix the Streamlabs link posting thing. Yeah, I really have to fix it. I'll fix this before next stream so that it doesn't like totally nuke. Because it's going crazy in chat. I'll fix it so that it doesn't do that anymore with links, because I mean people don't really spam. But wow, so chat just erupted with moderation messages. I'm so sorry about that noise. So the subscriptions are things that you're subscribed to, whereas customers are people that have subscribed to you, and you can't see this view for them. They can see their subscriptions to you in here. But it's undoubtedly a messaging thing. Like this should say, these are people who are subscribed to you. Sorry, this should say, this is stuff you've subscribed to. Oh. Really? So you subscribe to your own, but when you click the instructions for it, it shows the instructions for someone else's repo. That doesn't sound right. That does not sound right at all. Subscriptions index. For each expense, include the subscriptions block. The maintainer is the maintainer. The repository is the maintainer's repository. Can you DM me that link? Twitch chat is messed up with this bot now. Just DM me the link and then I'll get it from there. So the expense is maintainer and repository. The subscription is the expense itself. So that is really bizarre that it does that. Wow, that is really bizarre. Let me check it out. Wait, before I bleed that. Let me go. So this, okay, subscriptions show subscriptions. It creates like this expenses array. What? Okay, expenses is a concatenation of subscriptions and charges. And then subscriptions are like a map of stuff, and then there's like this subscription function which creates like all of this mess. Okay, so you're saying that the subscription to yourself is linking to the sale, to the instructions for a different sale. I think it's actually going to be easier for me to track down that relationship in the database. So I will do that quickly, but on the other screen. So let me find you in here, which will be reverse ID is probably easiest. Okay, so you are that user. And then you have repositories according to that. So where is this user field? Where user ID is equal to that, and that gives me all of the repos. That's the one that's been sold. So I need to find subscriptions according to that repo ID. No, sorry, plans. Plans according to this repo ID. Okay, so I see all the plans that you've set up here. And yours was, like, did you have a... You had like a... Yeah, it will actually. It will, but I'm trying to track down what that ID is first. I mean, maybe I can show you the impersonation stuff, but I don't want to bleed your customers though, so I'd rather not. So subscriptions 21, and that's not your project. That's one of my projects, which is weird. So how's it getting that 21 ID though? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Because the ID is not returned on here anywhere except in that link. So that link is actually wrong. So you have the legacy plan, which is standard plus a year of updates, legacy. And so I can look for subscriptions to that plan ID, and that will give me no subscriptions. Standard plus 1 year of updates, legacy. It's that ID, that plan ID, and then, oh, is this a once off thing? Hold on. What's this interview? Once off, that's right. So it's a charge, it's not a subscription. Maybe this is the problem. Okay, so that charge ID is actually 21. That's correct. So it's not the subscriptions thing that's breaking. It's the instructions thing that's breaking. It's the instructions page that's breaking. This page here. And this is why it's breaking. Because it's loading subscription 21, not charge 21. What an arbitrary bug to track down. Subscription like that and instructions. This hint here, you mean? So this should actually be... I mean, this is weirdly named because it's not just subscriptions. This also would include charges then, right? So like expense or transaction. That seems like a more accurate thing there. Okay. And then in show instructions, this would be transaction, not subscription. But we want to bring in charge over here as well. And the Russian music plays. Okay. The thing is... We actually have to have a transaction type here. We have to have a transaction type here, and we need to pass that in. So we already do, in subscription block, we already show stuff, subscription details. We already show or hide stuff based on the type. So plan interval will tell us whether it is a charge or a subscription. And then when we go down to these links here, we can say it's not actually instructions, it's actually just documentation, it's just this. So here, so type is interval is once, then it's a charge, else it's a subscription. Okay, so we just need to do the type on there. I can revert this one. Oh, it's downloads though. Downloads is the other link. So subscription details, I think that's in the other block. For now, instructions has this as well. So let me take this and see if I can figure out. It's a enjoy get store. What a thing to track down. Thank you so much for pointing this out. So this is these downloads. Can you pass anything higher up like the order, or is there only charges subscriptions? It's separate. It's actually separate from that point up. They don't have. I mean, I can look at the database again quickly. So yeah, we've got plans, we've got customers, but customers we create for Stripe, and then they link to charges, and charges link to a plan, and customers link to subscriptions, and subscriptions link to a plan. There's no overarching data structure that they inherit from, or would abstract to, unfortunately. So we've got instructions. We need you to do downloads. I think that is in repository options. Hide, show, no, it's not that. Repository block. Repository options, it's not that either. Subscription block. Tag, includes tag. This is it. Do we have an interval on here? Do we have a plan on here? None of this stuff. Subscriptions downloads show with a subscription. So we have a subscription for this. We may as well just have like... Let's see if we have plan available. Let's see if we have plan available. That's the best we can do, right? Type. If type is charge, then transaction is... come on. Charge, find, or fail. Transaction. We actually have to change this to being subscription ID, and no, damn it, and then here as well, subscription. Come on, ID. And then here, transaction. So let's just actually change this to ID. That, else it's a subscription, and then this will be transaction customer. And this will actually be setup instructions transaction. No, I'll leave it as subscription for now. I think that's fine. So let me check this locally. Does this break horribly? Maybe it breaks horribly, who knows? It's taking a long time to load, but that might just be the components rebuilding. So there's a type and there's an ID. PayPal once, this should also be type charge, a different ID. And then previous downloads is the type and ID. And again here, type and ID. So apart from this over here, I actually need to take these types into downloads as well. Do it over here. It's exactly the same bug I would have had here. Wow, what a weird bug. Okay, so that can... No, that does actually need to stay. That does need to stay, unfortunately. Ooh, I think we have moved on to Stardew Valley. Okay. So, if I click previous downloads, do I see the downloads for Attempt Promise? No, I see a big old error. Yeah, I don't have subscription in here anymore. Oh, let's do a trailing comma, because of course we can. Here we go. Downloads for Attempt Promise. That looks promising. Setup instructions. And that's for Attempt Promise. So I'm going to try this with your URL, if you would allow me. Let's check what we've added in here. So we've got the type. Oh, yeah, web is in there. Okay, I will need to go to your URL. What we want to see is not a URL that is by well, I mean, I guess I can show you in here. Wow, thank you for sticking with me and trying to explain what this stupid bug was actually doing. So this is the old URL. It is ID 21. Let's do a pull over here. So new URL charge 21, and now when I go to that, it should be standard plus 1 year of updates. It is your forged UI. Thank you, Owen, so much for helping me fix this. Wow, that bug has existed since the beginning then. Okay. Look, it's been almost 2 hours. Thank you everyone for sticking around and for contributing so much in chat. I loved it. I will be here again tomorrow night. Looks like we can't do previous versions. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Of course. Previous downloads. That's all your downloads. That's all your downloads. What are we talking about here? Yes, because we did that change at the same time. But thank you for making me check, because I would have been annoyed if I went away and it wasn't working. Okay. There's 1 or 2 bugs that I still have on my list to fix, so I'll pick those up tomorrow. Hopefully, I won't be derailed for 40 minutes trying to fix production. So I'll do those. I'll be back tomorrow again. Fix those couple small things. Carry on with V2's new page. Hair. Hair! Stop! Oh, come on. Oh my goodness, that took forever. Sorry for grossing you out about that. I'll be here tomorrow again, fixing a few smaller bugs on V1, carrying on with the new pages for V2, if I get around to it, and everyone's happy with the functionality in V1 thus far. Oh, and I think there's still another bug I need to talk to you about that I haven't that I've got on my list to fix that's been breaking in the last few days. So I'll mention that to you in Twitter now. But thank you for being here and for being so chatty in chat. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Thank you. So I'll see you tomorrow.